welcome to another episode of the Disclosure Podcast here on Stride Africa TV. We've been doing this episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're here again to serve you entertainment in conversation form, and I hope you are so ready. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I don't want you missing out on other episodes aside from this amazing one. And today's conversation, hey, I'm pretty sure Gen Zs or millennials or all of you, even the alphas, everyone is going to be interested in this one, and we're going to have a great time. I'm Bukola Ajadi, and with me I have people that have money. When you hear money, if you see them, view them. You know how they say that stuff. Afoda is going to act humble as he always does, but I'm going to make sure I remove that humility today. I'll be telling you about him. So he is the founding father of radio in Ibadan and beyond, in the whole of Southwest. If you've not met Afoda, you've not met anybody. And as you say you're doing radio, you don't know Afoda. You've not been on Primus blog before. Isn't that a lie? Like, is it not fake career you're building like that? Afoda, don't be shy now.
I'm shy already. All these your accolades don't pass me.
So we have Afoda, who is a business owner and also a 9-to-5er, and he's gonna be giving us his different perspectives, seeing as our topic today is 9-to-5ing versus owning a business, the real deal. Which of this is the real deal? So we have Afoda here. Afoda, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Good
Humble, looking like a young boy, enjoying life and chopping money.
You know, I'm always a young boy.
Yeah, always. I really love the
that chopping money part. I'm not aware.
So I'm also here with the co-founder of Graced App Global Services Limited, into business contracting and government work and all of that. You're welcome to the podcast.
Pleased to be here.
Okay, see the money vibes. It's only me that's acting hungry. Well, I'm hungry. Give me money. I'm not proud. So we're going to be talking, like I already said, we're going to be talking about what it is like owning a business in Nigeria and also being a 9-to-5er. And I love the fact that we have Afoda, who's been able to do both, and we have you, who's into business and serious and passionate about it, and we have myself. I don't know, I do everything. I do anything that adds up the money. And I just want to start off with asking you, which is better, working a 9-to-5 or owning a business? And I want your personal perspective based on your experiences, so that we can use that to open up the conversation. So which is better, Afoda?
I think better is relative. Better is relative.
Okay.
It depends on who you are and what you mean by better. But for me as a person, of course, I will say none of it is bad. Okay. However, if you are doing 9-to-5, it's I think 9-to-5 is better for let me say for the majority of the people. 9-to-5 is better because that what's the other option again? Apart from
owning
9-to-5,
a business.
Owning a business is for white lions, real breed. It's not for everybody. It's not for the faint-hearted. So generally speaking, 9-to-5 is cool. It's the real deal. Trust me.
Okay. So you said because it is not for the faint-hearted.
It's not for the faint-hearted.
Okay, so we have someone that is not faint-hearted.
Yeah.
White lion.
Exactly.
Strong man.
It's very white.
Okay, so AY Alpha, what do you think?
Personally, for me, I think being an entrepreneur is better. And the reason is being that the ultimate thing in life is freedom.
Okay.
And if you actually want to do something, you want to fulfill potential, you need to be free to do what you are passionate about. Now, if I'm actually working for a company now, my boss can come in today and tell you this is the direction of the business for this year. You understand? You have to just take orders from him. You can't say, okay, this is how I want to do it. This is my innovation. This is my creativity and stuff like that. You have to actually always report to your line manager. So like, I really don't think I would be able to fulfill purpose in life if I would actually be stuck on that song.
Okay.
So that's why I would say like being an entrepreneur is actually more better.
So you said something. So you said that 9-to-5ers have to report to somebody. Yeah, and they
course,
don't.
Of
Doesn't
course.
it get choky? The idea of that you as a business owner, you don't have anybody to report to. It's only you. If something happens,
No, you're going to be you're going to
It's
be
only
responsible.
you.
You're an entrepreneur. You're going to have investors. So like you have to be accountable to your investors.
So you are still accountable.
You're still
to someone.
accountable.
That was
but
what
you
I
are
wanted
very
to hear
very
you say.
creative. You are very very
Yeah.
creative. You understand what I'm trying to say? You have that creativity in you.
There's
You can
space for you
innovate and you can actually use your brain to do something and actually bring something out. So
What's it like owning a business?
It's crazy owning a business.
Okay.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Let me replace
like
something.
if you're not a risk taker,
Yeah.
you can own a business.
After that, you're doing both. So you tell me.
Actually, he said something about freedom.
Yeah.
But trust me, if you really want freedom, it's better you stick to 9 to 5. Because owning a business will take over your complete life. You got a call by 1 a.m., 2 a.m. If you are working 9 to 5, after 5 you can decide to switch off your phone
Yeah.
and not pick your boss's call and not attend to any customer, attend to anybody. Say, see, I'm at home. This is family time.
Yeah.
But as
But
a business owner,
round the clock,
they
the
can
brain is
call you
working.
1 a.m. Say, Oga, we need this for tomorrow morning.
Now, to quickly-
and you may not be able to sleep again.
To quickly back you up, sorry to cut you short. I read an article on Forbes, and the article said that business owners are the ones that spend the most number of hours working, which is something we don't really like to believe here in Nigeria. Because, like you said it gives you room. I admit that there's probably room for expression.
Yeah.
So if I'm the owner of this thing, Mole, I can decide I want to put my phone here. I can decide I want to put it here. Compared to if it is somebody else's own, I want to hold it close so that nothing happens to it. So I get that owning a business. I think I'm already choosing the side I'm on. Because I really think that for me is 9 to 5.
Nah.
You said I'm not a white lion, I'm a black lion.
even that room for expression,
Yes.
there's still a caveat to it. Room for expression as a business owner, yes, you have the room to express yourself.
Yeah.
But trust me, like I said earlier, that owning a business is not for everybody. Because from studies and everything, it has been established that most people don't even know what is good for them. So most people, they are expressing themselves based on their own ability, their capacity, what they think, what they know. But trust me, some people they deliver better under supervision. Most people deliver better under supervision. When you have no supervision, okay, let me say you are accountable to the investors. Of course, the investors will not run the business for you. You just give them reports, and of course they may tell you, I'm not cool with this decision you're making or not. But the day-to-day running of the business is right there, is your duty. And if you are to make that decision in and out every day without anybody, or let me say people doing checks and balances, and of course trying to stop you there here and there, you may be on a very fast journey to self-destruction. However, if you are working 9 to 5 under let me say in a corporate atmosphere, corporate environment, you'll be shocked that so many of your own decisions. I've talked to so many people that tell you that I run my business, but I still don't make the decisions because I've learned from experience that making my own decisions myself, it gives me undesirable results. So even when I have made up my mind, I still subject my decision to the people that I'm paying, because these people, they are experts, they are professionals that I'm paying them to do this for me. So when it comes to expression, if you are good at what you do, especially if you're in the creative industry where I play, you will know that working 9 to 5 does not necessarily limit your expression. Especially if you are working with a boss that is brainy enough to realize that this guy is a gem, this guy has what I don't have. They will listen to you because you're an expert at what you do. However, like I said, when you are the boss, the alpha, the omega, it may not really give you the desired results.
Now you talk about being a boss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you don't become a boss in a day.
Definitely.
There's no business that actually grew to the top in a day.
True.
You understand? China says it's gonna take years. It's gonna take hard work.
It's just like building a
Then it's
career.
gonna take okay. Now you have a child. You see the child grow. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You are creating a bond with that child. You understand? China say when the child is 10 years old, if the child is sick, you are sick. Unlike when you just come in, somebody can actually be the operations manager today. No passion, no bond. 2 years, you take him out, you bring someone else. You understand what I'm trying to say? This person that is actually living, this person's view of how to run a business. Then the person leaves, or maybe the person like Jackba, You understand what I'm trying to say? You have to bring someone else inside
That
the
should
business.
remind you to watch our episode on Jackpot. I had to say that to the subscribers.
Like the person comes
Yeah.
again, and like
Yeah.
I believe that like there's actually no continuity. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like for you, for your own passion, there could be continuity in the business. Okay, now if you're working for a company,
Yes.
I run the company. I'm an entrepreneur. I know what I need. I bring in what I need. I use you
So
because
you think you
the
think
entrepreneur
that,
is. Let me
like
be very
owners of-
honest with you.
CEOs and owners of businesses are
They're
using
using the 9 to 5
5.
yes, because they're bringing you on board to come and build their dream for them. What about your dream?
But if I'm building in the defense of people that do 9 to 5, because I more or less, I would not say I do a 9 to 5, but it's more or less like that for me. I work on shifts, but I know that it's more or less like you're dedicating a certain number of hours to working for somebody else's dream, like you said.
Okay.
But it is not just your dream. I work in radio and I'm working for someone, but trust me, I'm not just working to build that person's dream, and I can say it anyway. I'm also building my own personal
You're
dream.
building yourself.
My dream, my career. I'm building myself working
Okay.
for you. So I cannot exactly say that I'm just doing a 9 to 5 and working somebody's dream.
In addition to that, I strongly feel, like you rightly said,
Yeah.
bosses are not made in a day.
Yeah.
And I think that is the problem of this generation, quote unquote. Because someone have not even had any work experience and they are stepping out and say, I want to become my home boss. Be your home boss. Be your home boss. Now, the person is a boss, so to speak, on paper. However, in experience and in everything, as I said, being a boss, being a business owner is not meant for everybody, because the people who are really cut out to be that, like you rightly said, that they are not made in a day. They have gone through the process or gone through the phases of being a 9 to 5. Yes, because at time they've moved from one department to another, working as this as that, so they've acquired and pick up experiences all along the line. So by the time they now have the whole experience, of course you can never have the whole experience, but by the time you have considerable experience, you can now say, yes, I want to use my experience to start something, and then you stand a better chance to succeed, because that time you have gathered here and there and there and there. But this particular generation, of course I'm still of this generation, my generation, we so much believe in the title, in the name, and you need to go online to see the way people talk down on anybody that does 9 to 5, and that gives them a sense of fulfillment that I am not, despite the fact that they are hungry.
Yes,
they are hungry.
You know, the CEO will wish the CEO happy birthday.
And
happy birthday to our CEO.
Happy birthday to our CEO from all of us. Whereas you are the receptionist, you are the. If you not even have an office,
it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's actually very enviable in a business like that.
However, yes, it is also, that's another way to start. But like I said, it is not a day thing. It's not a day thing for you to say I'm the boss. Yes, so you may be the owner of the business and not the boss. I'm not a boss at that moment, because you are still learning. You are learning on the job, and that will not come. That doesn't come cheap. So at that moment you will envy people that are doing 9 to 5. And I've always said that if you don't, 9 to 5 million people have referred to it as the comfort zone. Say you have to step out of your comfort zone. Say if you don't have a plan, stay in your comfort zone. If you step out of your comfort zone without as in, you will go suffer.
I really want to ask you this.
Yeah.
So you're a business owner, and
Okay.
I want to ask, just as I picked it from what Afuda said, and I want to know, do you think that it is important for a person to have work experience before they decide to own a business? Because these days, I was going to save the CEO tag thing till the end of the conversation, but you already mentioned it. We have Abike collections, so if there's an Abike watching this,
when we want to talk about this, let's take it from a Nigerian perspective only.
Let's take it from a,
like let's say it the way it is, because the way things are in this country, that is the reality of things. That is the Nigerian perspective. Somebody that will just start selling shoes, have 3 palm slippers or
perfume oil.
See you. I'm just saying.
Perfume oil.
You know what I'm trying to say? Once you can just get 20,000 and then you go there, you say, okay, you're a business owner, you are.
CEO.
No. I don't believe.
No thanks to Facebook. MD CEO. They can always edit their bio.
Do you understand? So, like, when you want to talk about being an entrepreneur, let's talk about the real entrepreneurs, the people that actually have this vision, this dream. This is what I want to do. Before you can say someone is an entrepreneur, this person actually has this dream that, okay, I want to provide these services to these people.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. Do you understand? Not like somebody that just needs money.
So are you saying that people that succeed at business did not start because they just need money? Because I can argue that
it's
one
the
with
passion.
you. you really think that everybody
No, it's
that
the
has
passion.
So-
Because let me explain something to you. If you are there for the money,
Yeah.
the money does not come immediately.
Easily or immediately.
So the moment you get in there, 1 year, 2 years, you're not getting the money, you are getting out of the business. But if you have that passion for the business, it's the passion that will keep you going. Like, okay, no, I want to do this thing. Have that
I know
dream.
that.
I know that. Okay. Last year, this is what I was able to do. Then I have to actually build on the success and the failures of last year, not just the success alone, because you have to look at the failures. Okay, this is where I failed. I want to do better this year.
Okay.
That's a
that's
true
that's a true-
entrepreneur,
that's what we do.
not Nigerian entrepreneur.
So I want you to now answer the old
Yeah,
question that I asked,
let
which
me
is, do you think a person should have work experience? Like Afuda said, maybe you should have at least touched on doing a 9 to 5. Now it is, let's say for example that you want to own a radio station, because I should be able to talk better from that perspective, seeing as that's what I do.
Oh, well.
Like, and then do you think it is wiser that you know how the business is, you've been involved in certain capacities?
Okay,
That business
I would not say you necessarily have to do a 9 to 5, but I'm gonna say you must actually be a good follower to be a good leader.
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say? And then not everybody will learn it from experience. Some
That's
people can learn it from reading.
Yeah.
Some people can learn it from school, from going to leadership training courses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you must be a good leader to be a good entrepreneur. And you can never be a good leader if you're not a good follower. So that's what I'll say about that.
In addition to what AY said, Nigerian perspective, Nigerian reality is quite different from the global reality because of certain things about peculiarity as a people.
No, we have this pride in us in Nigeria.
Yes. Someone will
Right.
tell you, I'm a serial entrepreneur. Ask him to mention 3 of his thriving businesses. The first one failed. Second one failed. You are not a serial entrepreneur. You are just a
serial.
Your serial entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur still enters people's DM to beg for 2K.
And
Can't an entrepreneur? Oh yeah, wait first. Can't an entrepreneur be at the point where he has to beg people for money? Because there's also that this idea of that if you own a business tomorrow, since you can own a business, nobody wants to understand. I didn't even know. Seeing as you said that, so I want to draw something out.
Yeah.
There's this popular stereotype of, if this person is already owning a business, let's say tomorrow night I decide that I want to start a business, you see that all my helpers, they will leave me because they feel like it's true now.
No.
Because I feel like if I'm doing a business, this Nigeria people,
Yeah, because
they will just assume that you want to lay that business is there, you can take care of yourself,
because they're not dealing
Which is
with
not always
you.
true.
They're not dealing with you. They're
And
dealing
I
with
still need you to
a
like
corporate.
mention.
They're dealing with a corporate
Yeah.
structure.
Yeah.
So if you actually want to deal with you have to actually come to me. If I'm your friend, if you're my friend, and then you have a business, you want to come and ask me for money. You want to use my money for business. I have to get my interest returns. So if you're going to come to me to talk to me about money, I will not give you urgent 2K. If you come to me like your corporate structure, okay, you know what? I need money and stuff like, okay, what's in it for me?
Which kind of wala is this? How does the Abike collection do this thing like?
You are to Abike collection. See, there is how do I call it now? There are 2 ways to different things in this life. There is a corporate business is a corporate entity actually.
Sure.
So there's a corporate nature and there is the person behind the business. So for example now, let me use Abike collection that you have been using. If you are the CEO,
Abike does not watch this.
if you are the CEO of Abike collection,
Yes.
and you are approaching me as Abike collection, of course I may be reluctant to assist if there's nothing in it for me. But if you are like, okay, bros, na me dey try, let me get Abike connection, but no say I just dey try, I just dey hustle.
Yeah.
Abeg go help me, I need urgent 2K. If I get, I fit dash you. They are 2 different things. For every business, there's always a downtime.
True.
That is when you see the big entrepreneurs, the big CEOs, they run to banks that time to obtain loan, maybe to offset 1 or 2 things. That one is given. However, it is like I said, Nigeria situation is quite different. It's quite different because you see, okay, you are doing your whole 9 to 5 diligently and you are still trusting God that, okay, I'm an employee. And then you see one small boy somewhere who just got a soft loan of 50K from his mom and he has gone to buy 2-3 pound slippers and he has started something exactly, something like that. And then he's coming online to throw you do 9 to 5. Say, I don't know how some grown-ass men.
Yeah, there was a time there was a tweet trending like that.
You sit down and you'll be watching, and then after a while, he finished the 50K because most of these people,
change business
the way they do their things, of course, now you want to start sell, you have 50,000 as your capital, you want to package the way they are packaging, and by the time you now package the whole thing, say your shoe is 35K, and this same shoe I will get it on my street for 10K. You now say my friends are not patronizing my business, they are not supporting my dreams. How am I going to support your dreams when something I can get for 10K you are selling it for 30K? So most of these people, they over package, they over brand, all in the name of I own my business. See, there's nothing stopping you from starting small actually. However, that you should not see yourself as superior to people that are doing 9 to 5, because there are so many people that have built wealth. And now that's another misconception. Many people have made it. They told us that you cannot be wealthy with a salary. Salary get level. Salary pass salary.
Swallow some collections.
Some people, the allowance, they swallow other people's salary. Some people's allowance, their annual allowance, maybe for wardrobe, for car and everything, is more than the profit another one business owner will make for the entire year. So we have to put this thing in proper perspective. If you are a career person and you are aiming for the top, to get to the top of your career, it's a very honorable path to tread. It's not everybody that will own a business. If you are doing 9 to 5 and you know that, okay, for example, I'm working in a corporation and I'm aiming at becoming the director general, and you are doing everything you need to do, attending all the seminars, the trainings, doing getting all the courses and everything.
Upgrading yourself.
And you are doing your 9 to 5. Please don't let anybody intimidate you with I'm a business owner.
But you're still at the mercy of people.
Okay, let's hear it.
You're still at the mercy of people. Okay, now
everybody.
Let me say. As a business owner, you are at the mercy of the people. What I mean by you are still at the mercy of some people. Quote is you can actually be growing your career. You get into this company. You've worked in this company for 10 years. You understand what I'm trying to say? And then just one small mistake, you're out of the company.
Definitely. However, in addition to that, let's see what happened in the banking industry some few years back.
Yeah.
Yes, there were all these hula baloo everywhere. They were retrenching them, stopping them. But the ones that are sure, the ones that are now say that are on the top of their game, these guys were not. They were not off the radar for a long time. Because if, for example, I was talking to someone who is a very senior guy in one company here, I just called him and said, "Sir, Alpha, I have an event coming up. I should send my proposal." I said, I don't move. I said, to where? You don't jump. I said, no, I've moved to our competitor, as in the competitor of their business. He moved. It's just like someone working with MTN and just moving to the other side, as in just switching like that. So what I'm saying is this: your career is not limited. Your dream is not limited to a particular organization. Yeah. So if you are a professional and you get all your certifications in place, if for whatever reason internal politics they scheme you out of a place, you should be able to still work yourself into another organization that is quite similar, not because of what you have, because of what you carry.
Let me give you another perspective.
Okay, sir.
Now we have Apple.
Yes.
Now I can say it that it's the people that actually had that dream of actually having that company that owns that company.
Yes.
Not the best workers that work in that company.
Definitely.
Do you understand?
Definitely.
You can actually come back to what I said earlier on. The entrepreneur is king. And why is the entrepreneur king? He has a dream. You understand? If I'm an entrepreneur, I have a business now. I want to look for the best lawyer. I want to look for the best chartered accountant. I want to look for the best managers and stuff like that. I want to employ them. I want to pay them. They are working for me. They are not chasing their dream. They are chasing my dream. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now I keep them. Let me talk. I keep them to chase my dream. Let me explain something to you. I keep them to chase my dream because now they want to be better. Why do they want to be better? They want me to increase their allowance. They want me to promote them.
Yes.
They want favor from me.
So you see, you have this perspective of that entrepreneurs and business owners are at the top.
They are the king.
Actually, he's right. They are the king. However, you being the king in your kingdom does not make me less of a king in my kingdom.
No. Does not make
it's a perspective thing.
Yes,
it's a perspective thing.
Everybody that king for your house.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are all kings in our own domain.
However, there are certain things to it. Now, let me quickly say this, which I think I have to beg to disagree with AY in the sense that the fact that I'm a lawyer.
Yes.
And you are hiring my services as a CEO of a company does not mean I'm not the principal of my chamber. Yes. And even as the principal of my chamber, my own dream may be I want to be the one prosecuting the high-profile cases, and that's my own dream. So my dream and your own dream, it's like I'm chasing your dream at the same time fulfilling my own dream too. Yeah. So the way this world is structured, dreams can be they are interdependent, interwoven. So I'm chasing my dream, yes, chasing your dream, but while chasing your dream, I'm also chasing my own dream. So it does not stop me as a business owner, or let me say, for example, purpose in life is quite different. Some people, their purpose is to, let me use church. Okay. Let me use church. There are some people that their own dream is to start a ministry. Yes. There are some people that their own purpose is not to start a ministry, but to help a ministry get to the next level or fulfill its goals as a ministry. Yeah. So it is possible that the owner of the ministry is not fulfilled, while someone who is working under him in the ministry as a minister is fulfilled. Because the person has done all that he wants to do and everything. I was telling someone that is someone as big as the president of Nigeria, President Tinubu, he could die a man that is not fulfilled, while a secondary school principal can die a fulfilled man. How? That's because fulfillment is all about their dreams. So you may have the whole world, and there's one thing that you never have, and there's that particular guy that. See, everything he has is what he wants, so he's fulfilled already. So that one is to just put that in proper perspective. However, I still insist that yes, a business owner is king. However, an employee is not in any way inferior, because this business owner cannot actually do everything on his own. Yeah, it still that is one.
No, I agree that, like, okay, in the value chain, there are levels to this thing. Yeah. You understand? Like, because you are the king, you're the business owner, does not make your employees less important, or like, because without your employees, you can't actually achieve your dream. You can't do it alone.
I was going to say that you said that 9-to-5ers are at the mercy of business owners.
What I mean by at the mercy, that word at the mercy means like, if I'm an entrepreneur,
I need to increase my allowance as my boss and all of those things.
You don't need to come and tell me.
Yeah, but
that's the reason. If I actually give you a target, you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm going to actually put some kind of reward attached to the target. So I'm making you do and the target is what I want. Maybe the dream I have that, okay, in 2 years, we have to have 1,000 customers. And then I see you that, okay, this person is not like, I don't like this person's drive. You understand? Then I have to let that person go. I interview people. When I interview people, I look at, okay, this person can actually fit and give me the desired result. Then I actually employ you. Yeah. When I employ you, I give you my target, and then I expect you to meet the target. If you meet the target, I reward you. And I call it a rat race. Okay. Because if you actually want to live a life to live a generational wealth,
you don't see 9 to 5 in it.
I don't see 9 to 5 giving.
However, in contradiction, what AY has said, there are some 9 to 5 people that become so good and so exceptional at what they do that they are the ones that dictate their terms. Yeah. Yes. I've seen employees that bargain to become co-owners with their bosses.
Yes, because of how
valuable they have become. At their 9 to 5, they have become so big and so valuable that people are jostling for that's what happened in the media. You become so big at some point that people will come and they will want to prize you away from your boss. And then by the time you are going, they are at your mercy, so you dictate your terms. That when I come to your office, I want to work I just want a 30 minutes daily program. I need an official car. I need this, I need that, I need this, and this. And at that moment, the person that wants to employ you is actually at your mercy. And we've seen this model play out not just in Nigeria, in other places of the world, where most people as employees, they grow to become co-owners just from their 9 to 5. So they did not go through the rigorous
and when you come in, who are you working for? The company.
You're working for the company.
And when the result comes,
Yes.
who gets the result? You or the company?
You get your own share because you are now a co-owner.
No, I was even going to say, even if you are working for an organization as a 9 to 5
Yeah.
you still get your. Funny thing is, value is relative. Value is not restricted to monetary value. Now, let me give an example of myself working in broadcast. Because of me or because of my show, now my organization starts to make a particular campaign. They are able to bag a particular sponsor, and it's a good one for them. Even if I am not getting paid for the fact that I bagged that, it is forever going to be on my CV. And one day, you would not be surprised to see that I'll get an offer that surpasses that place I'm at, and I just get to leave and be in a better place. So I really think that whole perspective of that, because I'm a 9 to 5 person and you are the owner of it, you are working at my mercy, you're chasing my dream.
No.
You are doing everything for me.
Yeah.
It's funny enough, I really think that you don't even know how much
I used to have a boss that says in Yoruba, he will say fún rẹ torí tó bá tètè jíde sí ọ́fíìsì mi láàárọ̀ fún rẹ ó ṣe fún rẹ tó bá pẹ́ dé fún rẹ.
Your portfolio is your portfolio.
Whatever you do for yourself.
Nobody can take it away from you. Okay. And that's why when that conversation comes up, recently there was a tweet that blew up about this same 95. Someone came saying, you this 95 people, I pity you people. You people are just suffering anyhow. Like it or not, both sides are suffering. I think that in Nigeria, we both know now that entrepreneurs won't suffer.
There is nothing that has the pros. There is nothing that has the advantage that does not have the disadvantage.
We are going through our own transportation is making us go through hell, and there's no certainty of your salary being increased because we know that cost of living is being increased. So we know that we are both going through it, but we just want to establish which one can be more comforting than the other. So let's ask ourselves, which is more time consuming? I want both of you to mail. Which is more time consuming? Be honest. And maybe I should even take it to the point where I ask you how many hours per day you dedicate to your business. How many hours per day does your business take from you?
Take from me?
Yes.
My business is my life.
So no time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yes, every time is business time. Okay, now when you say how many times does it take from you?
Hours?
How many hours does it take from you? I will tell you my business is my life.
So and
why I will tell you that my business is my life is because I actually have that passion. Do you understand? I'm not in the rat race. I want to pay bills. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like when I mean the rat race, some people are just working, they want to pay bills. Like you're working to pay bills. And
are you not working to pay bills? I want to know.
Not everybody wants to work just because they want to pay bills.
Or are you working?
Now, you understand? Okay, now let me explain something to you now. Let me explain something to you now. In life, two things drive people. Fear and greed. You understand what I'm trying to say? So many people will actually keep their job, not because they are passionate about the job, not because the job actually makes them happy. Some people will go to work, come back at night, and then they have this anxiety, they are unhappy and stuff like that. But they will go and they will show up the following day. Because at the end of the month, they have to pay their bills. Definitely. If they don't go to work, they won't pay their bills. Definitely. You understand what I'm trying to say? So like some people is fear, some people is greed. But personally for me, I feel like an entrepreneur should be somebody that is passionate about something. Maybe you see a need in the society. Or you have like, okay, take for example, maybe there is a new technology in Lagos. And then I see Ibadan, they are not doing this in Ibadan. That's an opportunity. That's an opportunity not for me to just help people in Ibadan, for me to actually make a fortune.
Okay. Are you now saying that entrepreneurs or business owners should not wake up in the morning and start a business? A person shouldn't start a business for solely monetary purpose. Because the whole point of business, when they taught us in school, then they say business is to make profit. They say government is for power. No, now we know
business is to make profit.
Why are you selling
business?
Why are you selling?
Business.
Why do you have a placard that says that
business?
You are?
Because I don't want Chuku to enter your leg. That's why I'm selling shoes.
Business. No, but let me explain something to you. If you want to advertise to people, that's what you're going to say.
Definitely.
I don't want chuku in your leg. That's what I'm selling.
That's what you're selling points now.
But for my mind,
For your mind, you know that it's because I
every
money to be a fine boy.
However, see, Mr. AY, see, this thing is very, very. I think. See, the question you ask about time, a 9 to 5 person is like 1,000 times better than a business owner. Now, business ownership.
I don't believe that.
Business ownership.
In terms of time.
I don't believe that.
Business ownership.
You couldn't put a number to the number of hours.
I just told you. Okay, now let me explain something to you now. Let me just give you numbers. If you actually work, you're paid the salary of 1 million naira, for example, and then I'm putting in the work now. depends on the way you view your life, what you want out of life. Like I said, now I could put in hours, first 5 years, first 10 years. At 40, 45, I may be retired.
Same with a 9 to 5.
A 9 to 5 retire at 45?
It's depending on how you do it. The same way we have business owners that have to work.
You cannot get to the top of your career in 5 years. It takes time.
That's,
no matter
that's
what.
that's relative.
No matter
In
what.
5 years, you can become.
You see. One of the things that I've read and I've seen is that there's a particular funny story of a fisherman that was seen relaxing early in the morning, and a businessman saw him, a corporate guy, said, "Why are you relaxing?" The guy said, I don't pick what I won't pick for today. Say, then pick more. So when I pick more, what will happen? He said, you will sell it and then you're able to afford a bigger boat. Said, then what will now happen? You will now use it to employ people so that you now have enough time. Then when I now have enough time, so you can relax. So what am I doing now? See, business people, we believe that let me put in the work so that I work 10, 15 years, then I will relax now. And then I'll start going on holidays. But for many people that are getting good 9 to 5 jobs, they can afford annual vacation. In fact, some people, their company pays for their annual vacation.
Yeah.
And what you as a business owner, you are looking for is, let me put in the work for these 10, 15 years. Then after that, I'll be going on vacation. So why will I now wait for 15 years? That is God saving you that you are able. God saving you that you can come out in one piece after that 15 years. Because the way business owners drive themselves, no breaks, no holidays, nothing. Because especially, see, when you want to transit from being an entrepreneur to a CEO, it's like going from L to C. CEOs are in your I won't deceive you. CEOs are cruising because that time they're just sitting back, money is just coming because they have put things in place. But you see, entrepreneurs, they are like it's just like, okay, this is paradise, and between you and paradise is hellfire. 9 to 5 is where you are. That hellfire is entrepreneurship. If you calm down with your 9 to 5, you might still get to that paradise. But you see that that's why he said it's a risk, and it's a very big risk. Not everybody will survive that risk. Many people have died, many people have developed sicknesses, many people have developed organ failure, many people have lost their family, lost their lives just because of the process of entrepreneurship. So it's a risk sometimes that when you consider the reward, yes, the reward is tempting, but when you consider the number of people that made it eventually to the other side, feel like, see, make I just stick to this 9 to 5. Oh my penny, my debe. But that's the one. It's not like say you want to drag everything closer to you. So
I said something earlier. I said people are driven by two things: fear and greed. 9 to 5 are driven by fear.
Exactly.
Not necessarily.
No, let's be honest ourselves.
It's hard for me to ultimately buy
then
that.
An entrepreneur is driven by greed.
9 to 5.
Back to what he's saying. Back to what he's saying. An entrepreneur is driven by greed.
Some 9 to 5 are driven by greed, by the way. Just so you know.
Nah, you cannot be greedy and be 9 to 5.
You will cut corners.
You will cut corners. You can't be greedy and be into 9 to 5. If you cut corners,
the concept of greed is, if you're a greedy person, whether a CEO or a 9 to 5, you will cut corners.
No, I don't believe that.
Okay.
You can be greedy. Okay, now David is a very greedy person. You can see the way he moves. This guy is greedy. He did dancer juice. He packed up. You also can see that's greed. He looks around. He's looking for where next to put his money that can make big bucks from. You also trying to say that's greed. But 9 to 5 person is actually has that fear in him, fear in her.
You're underestimating 9 to 5.
I'm not underestimating them.
I think that every human being that has subjected themselves to greed, they are greedy, whether or not they are doing 9 to 5 or they are doing businesses. Now, it is easy for you to mention the names you do, but you don't even know them personally, and you don't even know if they are cutting corners. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Which is more accomplished, an entrepreneur or a 9 to 5 person? So I know that you're going to come and tell me that accomplishment varies, because there's the financial, there's the personal accomplishments, but I want a general perspective, like the general accomplishment as a human being. Do you feel that a business owner enjoys more accomplishments than a 9 to 5, or a 9 to 5 than an entrepreneur? And I want you to give me your reasons for stating either of the options.
Should I go first?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I strongly believe that an entrepreneur will be more accomplished in the long run.
In the long run,
yeah.
Emphasis on the long run.
In the long run, yeah. Okay. Because like you're pursuing your dream. You had that dream from the start, from the day you step out to put the business together. You had your dream, and if you are lucky, let me use that word lucky, and lucky is not just lucky the way we call lucky. Like if you've been able to put the right bricks together, you're gonna have the financial reward too. So like what's more fulfilling than me knowing that I actually hit my target and then I have lots of money in the bank?
Okay, what's more fulfilling than having enough money in your bank account? Afodafa.
Yeah, accomplishment actually I think I align with him because as a business owner, you know the thing they say about delayed gratification. I think that is it with business owners. Yes, they are going to have it, but it's not immediate. However, because of the uncertainty of this world
Only
that
in
we
business,
live in
yeah.
now, even not just only in business, the world we live in now, there's one particular popular Yoruba song. Wọ́n ní ẹni tí ẹ̀mí tí ò ní dọ́là kò ì mọ̀ tó ń dóṣù mẹ́tàlá kò ì mọ̀. You know what that means?
Yeah.
What is the assurance that they're going to sleep without delaying? We better start the eating and shopping it now. So what I'm saying is,
But are 9 to 5 really able to enjoy? Because I noticed that you've been tending towards that 9 to 5 can take vacation. I don't know the 9 to 5 you're talking about.
No,
for real. Can
there are 9 to 5s, there are 9 to 5s.
Afford to enjoy, like you're saying, because some 9 to 5 or a good number of 9 to 5 are also working with this delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Because they are hoping and waiting for the age or the time they'll hit the age where they get to retire.
Now let me quickly put a caveat to my 9 to 5 that I've been saying. Thank God that you are able to spot that. See, if your 9 to 5 cannot guarantee you immediate gratification, it is just a slavery. It's just a form of slavery. Then I can say you are working to build the dream and the life of your CEO. If your 9 to 5 cannot guarantee, I'm not saying you should go to Dubai as a year annual vacation. I'm not saying you should go to Seychelles or anything, but at least you call it Lobudu. I will call Aduawaye. But if you cannot go Aduawaye, you cannot go Gusi, you cannot go Lumarok, and you are doing 9 to 5, and you are saying tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow will be better. That line should be exclusively reserved for business owners, because they are the ones that are investing their today into their tomorrow, so they have hope of something what will coming out tomorrow. But if you are in 9 to 5, you are not investing anything in the future as it is. Let me just put it that way. You're not investing anything concrete into the future as it is. So I'm not saying you might have everything now. Of course, there are levels to this thing. If you are in level 1 and you're aspiring to get to level 2, you can still you are hoping that tomorrow, when I become. That one is a different thing. And of course, that one has an expiration time. So as a business owner, as a 9 to 5 person, the best thing you should do is that make sure you get to the apex of what you're doing. And by apex, it may be in terms of levels, maybe in terms of finance, such that you have what it takes to enjoy your present day. If your 9 to 5 is not guaranteeing, it's not making your today colorful, your future cannot be bright with it. But so if you are trying to wait for a bright future, let today be colorful. Let today be colorful if you are doing 9 to 5. But even as a business owner, you can afford to say, let me just hope that the future will reward me. The future will be this, the future will be that. Don't say future if you are 9 to 5 for shop your money, collect your money from your boss now. Because if you fall sick tomorrow, that your boss. If he's a consensus person, maybe we allow you, maybe we'll pay you for 1 month. Say, that guy did sick bed. Yeah. After 1 month, if you do my brother, then go flush you out. So your health, your everything, everything must be on check. If you are doing 9 to 5, it must not be at the expense of anything, because nothing is guaranteed after that moment. So it has to be worth it.
Because Nigeria paints this picture of that 9 to 5 business owners are better than 9 to 5ers. I want to ask that, do you feel like this country favors either of both, and which one of both do you feel that it favors more? Like, looking at our economy generally and the way things are, do you think that the economy and the country as a whole supports let's come home, like, does it support business owners better than it supports 9 to 5 people? And looking at the structure, do you feel like it supports 9 to 5 better than it supports entrepreneurs?
This your question is very deep. Deep gone.
I strongly think for the system to work, we need both. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you cannot just have a business.
But is it favoring? Like, I'm even more about, like, is the system, which one does it favor the most?
Right now?
Yeah, like, which
we are talking about our present economic reality.
Because now everybody's coming to do that.
Our present economic.
So which one?
Okay, now our present economic reality, it favors the entrepreneur. That's our present economic reality.
Don't forget that when it comes to global ranking of ease of doing business, Nigeria is not part of the first half.
The global,
when it comes to ease of doing business, Nigeria is not favorable at all to an entrepreneur because of look at the cost of running daily life. Talk less of running.
Now the statistics ease of doing business. Most people that look at it are foreigners that wants to come and invest in Nigeria. If we're talking about people that are inside Nigeria, let me explain something to you.
Okay.
Now we have this inflation. You understand? If I sell stuffs or I produce stuffs, I'm not bound by minimum wage. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If I'm producing slippers, my slippers is 50 naira. Now the cost of, maybe when I was selling 50, the cost of production was 35.
Yeah, but
now my cost of production is 55. You can't tell me to sell at 50. I can sell at 70. I can sell at 80. Anybody that will buy will buy. Anybody that won't buy will leave.
Will not buy.
Now if you work, take for example, now we have this inflation in Nigeria and our stuff, everything that is happening with the subsidy removal and everything. The earliest time that they can increase the minimum wage is 2024, because according to the RMAFC Act, it's 2024. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So like you are the mercy of the government. You are the mercy of the you have to lobby.
But with you business owners, you people start be wicked too. You will not increase people's salary. Let me drag people. Let me use this podcast to drag. Won't you increase?
Now,
why won't you people increase our salaries?
They will increase our salary because
they must increase our salary.
They must increase our salary. But talking from the angle of someone that owns a business at the same time, my sister,
the cost of production
easy because except everything has someone was just telling me yesterday now from July 1st it will be 100 naira per unit, electricity unit, power unit, 100 naira per unit, and so if you buy 1,000 naira, you have 10 units. I don't know how long that can take you to power all the appliances you have and whatever you have. So the cost of running business in Nigeria is getting, how do I call it now, is spiking. And then the money that is coming in is not. So now just imagine your cost of running business has doubled, your wage bill, workers are saying double our salary, increase our salary. Okay, you double that. So it's just like from 100, your revenue is dropping to 70 or 50 as the case may be, while your cost of running is running to 20 to 200. That practically the business cannot exist. That is what it means. So these are the things that everybody will have to put into consideration when requesting for. We had a seminar on Sunday, and someone said the only thing that will happen is that as time goes on, there will be so much drastic reduce in what's it called now? In workforce. People they have to lay people off.
Yes.
They will have to lay people off because if I have 5 people, but those 2 people that will now remain, they have to be 4 men. So no time to lazy. So
which one does it favor? Does Nigeria favor better than the other?
I think presently Nigeria favors the salary earner
better than the business owners. Why? Salary
earner in the private sector.
In the private sector.
Yeah, for example, now last week there was a story that I don't know how far it's true, that it's a certain bank, I think GTB, doubled the salary of their junior staff and all those. So like what AY said the other time, that according to RA, before they can adjust salary is 2024, but that does not apply to private entities that are consensus. For example, if my staff is earning 50,000 naira now and I feel tomorrow like paying them 100 or 150, nothing can stop me from doing that. So if you are in the private sector as a salary earner, I think it works better for you It depending on the organization. Some private owners they are worse than federal government too. It depends on who your
So your
boss
staff is earning 50 and you pay 150. I don't think any entrepreneur in Nigeria would do that.
No, I don't think so. But for what we had about
Because as an entrepreneur, I want to
they doubled.
maximize profit.
I think they doubled
Yeah,
it.
so you're not. Are you trying to say that entrepreneurs and business owners are naturally selfish?
Human beings are naturally selfish.
Yes, thank you very
Human
much.
beings are naturally
Why
selfish.
do you-
No, see, I'm doing left, right.
Yeah.
I'm doing left and right
Because
I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Why? Without, I want to hear from him because he's one that is solely doing business.
To be
Do you think
to be very honest
that
with
based
you,
on the way things are going,
to be very
business owners
to
are
be
being
very
selfish?
honest with you,
Yeah.
if you're not selfish, you can't do business. Because how
Another
can
perspective.
you
Abike connections,
how can you maximize profits when if you're not
Yeah,
selfish?
Yeah.
You have to be
Okay.
selfish to maximize profits, but at the same time, like you said, you have to show some empathy.
In Yoruba, they will say, "Ọ̀dájú ló bí owó." Ọ̀dájú ló bí owó, tó bá dájú ò lè lówó. Wàá láti sanjú. According to Olamide, wàá dájú, wàá sanjú, as in.
Like, let's say it as it is. You have to be selfish.
Do you
But at
think
the
it's
same
easy
time,
to
but
lay
it's-
off your staff?
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
For some people, it is.
Some people
Let's be
it's
honest.
easy.
For some people,
That's why I said it depends on who your boss is. For example, you have
how is he
see,
affecting you?
let me-
for example, you have 5
Yeah.
people working for you, and then you know that the revenue of this organization is dwindling. We have to let some people go. This is one guy. He just got married. This is another one. Is the first one of their family. This is one.
You have
this
to
one
make a
has-
decision.
You have to make a decision.
Yeah.
So you have to just go and say, see, whoa, economy lawyer, paper. You just say, okay, pick from 1 to 5. Number 4 and number 5, they are going.
You
just
have to do
to
that.
do it. Because
You just call maybe your HR or stuff like that. I'll be coming to work tomorrow. You know what? Drop the. You just sack me
Well,
to
the way you
And you now switch off.
the way
And
you
you
are
just switch off your
painting,
phone.
the way you are painting
I
this
beg
thing,
your guys,
I know this is
Shanua.
kind of like outside of, but the way you are painting this thing is as if the actual business owners share in the pain of their workers when they have to lay them off, because there's this whole idea of they don't even care.
There's no way someone can. There's no way someone.
Their own is let my business shall be running.
Yeah.
Make nothing do my money.
Nah.
They will call HR. Anybody
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
So you
know
believe
what I said?
that every
You know what-
business owner cares about their workers. If they care about them enough, then as much as they are thinking of maximizing profits, then they will also be thinking about how that the cost of living in Nigeria is something else entirely, and they'll be thinking about how they can at least add something to their workers' salary, which is not the case in so many
Let me explain
organizations
something
now.
to you. If you work here,
Yeah.
you work for stride. Do you understand? And then stride is a naturally, let me use that word, quote and unquote, like a wicked person. Once you are coming to work, you are not going to be happy working here.
Which is the case in
If
many
you want to get the
organizations.
best out of your workers, you must actually show them that you feel their pains. You must actually, they must have this sense of belonging. They must belong to the organization, and you can't belong to somewhere where you are not welcomed. Do you understand? But then you have to make a decision, and for every time you have to make a decision, you must maximize profit.
see,
Because you don't want to do business to run at a loss.
Yeah, nobody wants to.
So
that selfishness, they are in categories.
Yeah.
There is selfishness, there is selfishness pro max. You need basic selfishness.
so there's
to
selfishness and
survive.
there's wickedness. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need basic selfishness to make some objective
Adequate,
decisions, to do
yeah,
certain
true.
things. But there are some level of wickedness. That is what I call selfishness pro max. When people, I have worked for at least 32 FM is my 5th radio station as a full staff and contract staff, stringer. They've called me so many names in my life: stringer, contractor, and a lot of freelance, so many names. But like I said, I've been at a radio station before where it was after I left. Actually, it did not happen to me, thankfully. I left before that time, where the chairman was owing 4 months salary and was doing housewarming.
Wow.
4 months salary and was doing housewarming. So when there are levels to these things, but trust me, some people feel the pain of their staff. Thankfully, I've had to enjoy from both sides. I've worked with a boss that's very selfish, and I've worked with one now that is very selfless. and I can say that anytime, any day.
So
Because
there's a huge
anytime there is what's it called now? I remember there was some few months back we had this was cash issue, and there was this we just got alert as that what's it called, inconvenience allowance apart from our salary. It's not an addition to our salary, but at least for us to, it's not even as if what we got was adequate to, but at least
but it was an effort.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that
it was
no,
appreciated.
this is coming from. So most sincerely, especially if you are new in the business, when you want to make certain decisions, it is difficult to make. But after a while, when I bet see that you start to go, they will find somewhere else. They cannot die because you saw yourself. You just have to survive.
Yeah.
You have to survive. You know about Johnny John man. Sorry, I'm speaking a lot of Yoruba.
Yeah.
You know about Johnny John man. Make I first survive. Make I don't come follow them die. Make the first go. So me too. I can get my head above the water. So it is natural for stuff like that to happen, but not because they don't feel. They feel it, but some are already, they have gotten this is it defense mechanism now. No matter what you feel, the show must go on.
Well, they have to do what they have to do.
So let's talk CEO tag. A lot of people, I know that at some point earlier in this conversation, which you kind of mentioned it, but I want us to like focus some more on it. A lot of people decide to go into business for the CEO tag, the respect, like you said, let's say the respect that comes with that. I own my own business. Let nobody come and be calling me and be shouting at me. They don't used to shout on my head in my family. All those.
Go and work for your family.
So like, let's talk about how that a lot of young people in Nigeria now, they are getting into business because they just want to have that CEO title. It's a beautiful feeling. It's an amazing feeling to be called the owner of something. No, borrowing phone to take pictures is different from owning the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what do you think about it? What do you think about this whole idea of young people getting into business?
Well,
and living their 9 to 5 that gives them the steady paycheck?
First off, I really think like so many people are following the crowd, and sadly the crowd is lost.
That's
the truth, because CEO is Chief Executive Officer. Do you understand? Is this somebody that owns like a business that is not even worth $1 million naira? CEO.
So there's a tag to wait. So if someone does not have
like when you look at the organogram,
if someone does not have up to 1 million naira.
No. I'm not saying no. That's not
because Abike collection will come for you.
That's why I said most of them are following the crowd, and the crowd is lost.
Yeah. Okay.
Most of them don't even understand that name tag CEO. They don't even understand that name tag CEO.
Some don't even know the full meaning.
They might know the full meaning, but they don't understand what it means for you to say you are the chief executive officer. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like for you to be the chief executive officer, then maybe you're gonna have GM, probably you're gonna have CTO, CEO. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? And then you that are just maybe you are the secretary, you are both the secretary, you are the cashier, you are the sales girl, you call yourself the CEO. You are lost. Do you understand? Let's take that from like maybe just the name CEO, and then everybody is going into business. I would never advise somebody to go into business if you don't have the passion for it. Don't dare it, because it's a risk. It's better for you to go and take your salary at the end of the month, know you are going to feed, because the very first basic instinct of man, you have to eat at least 2 times, once, 3 times in a day. You want to go and do a business now, there is a risk. My brother, I very good. Do your 9 to 5.
I would depends on the 9 to 5 as what you think about how that a lot of people, because of the pressure and because every day if you go on Twitter, somebody is probably bashing 9 to 5 people, like you people that are doing this. She put up with your job and just own your own stuff. Like it is just beans and bread to own a business and start profiting off it like that. Even after we know that statistically there's a higher chance that you will not be making as much money as you like from a business until maybe the second or the third year, except if you're so blessed that the first year it starts to pay off. So what do you think about this high rate of people running out of 9 to 5 to go to own a business?
Sincerely, like I said, for this generation, it's laziness.
You think it's laziness?
That's it for me. For this generation, I think it's laziness. I said something already. I wrote something on my social media page that as a young person, if you don't have a gameful engagement, full-time engagement, you have no business looking for passive income. That's another level. of Chris. Let me put it that way. You are not working. You are waking up and see you are looking for passive income. What are you doing with your active life? You are looking for passive income. So many people feel that I cannot wake up too early, I cannot sleep too late, and that they are missing it. Because like we rightly said the other time, being a CEO means you can wake up anytime, you can sleep anytime. And if you are passionate about it and you really mean business, you will know that it's like you are mortgaging your freedom. If you are going to be, most people, especially in Nigeria here, most 9 to 5 people go to some of government offices and places. You will see them once they come by 9, they will listen to radio from 9 to, and then they will start.
I beg to differ. Don't let's use government workers as 9 to 5.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Because Nigerian government is out of it.
Okay.
Let's use maybe
Private people, yeah.
Many 9 to 5,
Yeah.
the actual time they are working from that 9 to 5 is what's it called? Maybe 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
That's the gameful period. Some of them will go on break. Some of them will have gossip moments. They have so many things they are doing. But they still don't, you don't know what you have until you lose it. But they feel like, no, I cannot. Or they will not drop it to go and do. So most of them, if you are truly passionate about it, about what you are doing, you are mortgaging your freedom because you will not be sleeping. You will be doing it 2/4. You will be constant. Exactly. What can I do? How do I market this? How do I promote this? How do I do this? How do I? That is the life you are signing up for. But because of the title and the seemingly freedom that comes with it, many people believe that is the way to go. I mean, in Yoruba land, chief means Oloye. How can you be a chief of nobody? You want to call down you are chief executive officer. You have no subject. You have no. What are you chiefing? Your chief is not chiefing.
Your chief is not chiefing.
You don't have subjects. You don't have anything. You are the only one. Probably you should just look for. I love some people are creative now. You see creative director. You see social people are, because trust me, for an entrepreneur to become a CEO, I think that's another level we should get to. They should say before you can become a CEO, you must have at least 10 people under you. At least that your staff that you are working for. I'm not sure there's any of such at the moment, but I think there should be, because for someone like me, I run a business. I find it difficult to, despite the fact that I've severally been introduced as a CEO, but I find it difficult to introduce myself as a CEO because presently I'm the graphics designer and the chief marketing officer. Yes, I'm the voiceover. I'm the I'm the liaison officer. I'm the customer care.
You're the secretary.
I guess secretary. I guess actually we are like 5 or 6.
Okay.
We're like 5 or 6. But even with that 5 or 6, I know that the job I'm doing, someone defined a CEO as the man that makes good money, millions, from sending and receiving mails.
These things that you've said, that you guys have said, like, what are we going to tell?
Sending and receiving mails. So we call her change your we call her delete account. Tell her to go and adjust.
I will tell you Abike Collections that she does not know what she's doing at the moment. That's what I'll say. She's following the crowd. That's the truth. Let her go and sit down.
And it's not even about the title.
No, let her sit down, think, know what she wants to do for herself, not following the crowd.
How can you be doing makeup or selling perfume oil and say you are a CEO? No, you can see. You can be a trader. You can be a trader. You are a trader. You are buying and selling. You are trading.
Okay.
You are trading. You are buying and selling. Why must you see CEO?
It's going to cause a lot of while.
No, now why must you see
There are a lot of people
CEO?
that see themselves as CEO because they own a business. Maybe they sell shirts, they sell cargo pants, they sell wristwatches and stuff.
What's that? Is that not trading?
And they have a shop.
Is that not trading?
But they are the CEO now.
What's the CEO? Okay, he a ton tatalojo. She CEO ni CEO. Yeah, okay. Let's start now.
Oh my God! I think at this point we just start wrapping up the conversation, and at this point, I'm just gonna ask you, why would you convince somebody to do business? And maybe I should now point at Afuda and say, why would you convince somebody to do either or both? Or both? Do you get? So why would you, why would you tell someone that, let's say you have a younger brother or you have a friend that has been doing 9 to 5 since, seeing as how you view 9 to 5 to be, and you know that for you it is business, and you are convinced that it is business for you, why and how would you convince someone to see that 9 to 5 business is supreme, like business is what you should do?
The very first thing I would, before I can convince or like talk someone into doing business, I'm going to actually look at the person's personal characteristics. You understand? Is he a natural risk taker?
Okay.
Do you get? If you are not a risk taker, you cannot do business. It's about taking a risk, calculated risk. Do you understand? That was one. Two, is this somebody that is passionate about doing whatever he's doing? Because that passion that will keep you till, okay, now, if you are a 9 to 5, even if you don't achieve results, you're coming to work. You might not get like allowances and stuff like that, but you get your salary or your wage, whatever it is you get. But like that's not the case with business. You have to keep going till you break even, till you start making profit. You have to keep going. So like I don't really think I'm the kind of person I don't think I'm the one to tell someone go and do a business, leave your 9 to 5 and things like that. But I strongly think everybody should have this self-introspection. Think with your head. Look at your personal characteristics. Don't say because this person is actually living 9 to 5 and in 2 years his life is better, he's doing well, and then you go and live a 9 to 5. Oh, okay, we'll see.
He said we will see, Abuda.
Yeah,
we will see.
But
Abuda, why would you convince someone to either do a 9 to 5 or run both like you currently are? Why would you convince someone?
Advising anyone is a very great risk. Sincerely,
because
the best thing you can do for anyone that is asking of advice from you is to, like AY said, x-ray the person, know the kind of person he is, because there are some people that will curse you and curse the day they met you. by the time they start business, and after a while maybe the business just went down the drain or something, and say, how I wish I did not meet this bros that day. He see. So
I should have kept my job.
I'm telling you, there are some people that the best thing they can do is 9 to 5, and some people will not be fulfilled doing 9 to 5.
Yeah, they have to do.
They just have to, exactly. However, based on who we be and based on the reality on ground, it's safer and much more advisable to start with something secured. That is 9 to 5. That you know that, okay, at the end of the month I have this. When you put body and soul together, you can aspire to perspire to Maguire. If you don't get food for your belly, everything will just like opportunity. Everything will be looking like opportunity.
I know.
So the best thing is this: know what you want from life. Once you know what you want, that's what I would advise anybody. Know the kind of person you are, know what you want. However, you need a soft landing. So go for that 9 to 5, and from that place, scheme and plan what you want to do with your life. Although many people, that is how you know if you are serious or not. Many people say, okay, I work for 2 years, then I will gather resources, then I will now start my own business. It doesn't work that way. Start that business while you are still working, so that and grow it from there. Many people, I know many people that will say, I will just work for 5 years. This is their 15th anniversary. They are still there doing their thing. Just stay there
and start doing your business, and at some point maybe your business will be enough for you. Well, I really hope you got to enjoy today's episode. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let us know what you think. If you're a 9 to 5 person, how's the experience been so far? And if you also own a business in Nigeria, you can do well to let us know, so that some people can learn from your experiences. Thank you so much, Afuda and AY, money people, 9 to 5 entrepreneurs, business owners. I'll see you at the next episode. The Disclosure Podcast is saying bye.